I'm gonna complete the track now, I think. I did the EQs already in my last video and I lined them up and the sound good so far. I want to add some compression to the kick and the snare drum and the bass line. But I don't think I'm using the bass line compression. I decided to go more with a really straight up EQ. And then we're gonna put another compression object on the kick and snare. And then we have some reverb and some delay. Let's get busy. This is from a neo soul project that's actually on an expansion pack from the MPC edition of Beats, the Beats edition. So it's kind of cool. Got it in here. And now I'm going to play back the track a little bit more. But first, I want to go to here and check out the bass drum first to sort this out. Now, someone here goes into the red. I'm not going to worry about that really. I want to make sure over here it doesn't go into the red, my master output, right? I want to make sure it's not distorting in the red. I get to here. This is the compression I added. Let me turn it off. Now this sounds strong and big, right? But I don't need it that big output. I want to make sure I can control that. And I want more punch out of it. So I pull up this compressor right here. I get more punch out of that compressor, right? So if I go back to over here, the track is right there, and the compression's right here. I'm using 3-to-1 ratio here. We got about an 8 right here for the output, and I'm at minus 12 for my threshold. So we're close to there, but we're getting right on it. Sounds good. Maximum out here. I'm doing mostly all the wet output, which means more the output of the compressor, more so than what's naturally there, which is cool too. Now, next what I want to do is go back to my mixing board. Here we go. And I get here too. Let's go to the snare drum. Now, if I pull this compressor out, it's real loud and bright. So when I pull that brightness out, let's get it strong. So it hits hard. Right? Cool. So on this compressor, it's pretty simple too. It's a bus compressor as well. And of course, now this is a bus compressor, and so is this, all these right here in the bottom. I used that, and I came and used the basic compression, and I adjusted to what I want to have it at, right? So right now, this is about a 4-to-1 ratio, and the same as the kick drum, except it's about 7, not 8 output, but the same threshold level. I did the bass line too, which is right here. So I had a compressor on that one, but I turned the compressor down. I went with just natural. That's the way it was. But I did use a bass line, EQ like. And so you'll see it here. I use this bass line EQ. I made sure this is a parametric EQ. I want to make sure it's all lows. Now without it, a little buzz in the background, you can hear that. But with it, it's smooth. I did some adjustments too as well. But it gives me a real good feel I like there with that groove. It makes that groove work between the bass, the kick drum and snare. That's gotta work. So I come back now. I can also see my sounds here from the bottom. I can hit a pad, know it's there if I want to. So I like that the way that goes. It's kind of loud over here, of course, when I bring this down. And so what I want to do next is sort of like check this out. I'm going to put a limiter on top of here. That's what I actually did. Put a limiter on there. Keep it from being so high up. Just keep it tight right there. And next what I want to do is get rid of all these solos. And get rid of those solos. No more solo, no more solo, and no more big solo on the bass line. No more solo on the kick drum. And now what I want to do is send the kick drum output. That's right, I'm leaving the group of the program. Okay, I'm leaving the group for the program for the snare drum too as well. We're leaving that group, and we're going to go right here into our submix. And here in the submix, I'm applying an opto compressor. So let's go to here. And in my Submix, I have this opto, which is a light compression I'm using here for this thing. Not using too much compression, just light compression on it. I'm gonna make sure the threshold level is right about here, of course. My ratio is almost 14 to 1 on this thing here, so I like to bring it down a little bit more right now. But first I'm gonna adjust it while I have the mix going on, all right? So I go back into my mix, and I wanna try it. So what I wanna do next, I wanna bring down, now you can hear it now, there's some reverb on this keyboard. And this sound to the guitar. And one more sound here. This sound right here on this side of it. And you can hear how it sounds, it blends pretty good. So I've got a little output going on here. I got some little bit panning left and right. This one too. So we're good with this. So I'll come out of here. Good. So let's cover this, get that out of here. So let's go back into my mix from this side and bring the music in now. Sounds pretty strong to me. So as you can see here, we're not above 0 dB. We're just about hitting 3 here. I'll keep my headroom somewhere around there so I don't get too far above it. And the reason why we create headroom is because we want to make sure it doesn't distort. We hit the ceiling, right? So as hit the ceiling, we got some headroom there, and that means if you play, let's say in a Jeep or in a club somewhere, that DJ or that guy on his system can turn it up. He's got some headroom in there, so he has some room to boom it up more in his system so he doesn't play back a distorted sound, which is very important. But this is how we actually mix stuff up, make it sound pretty good. Now this isn't bad for using the MPC software. That's right. You can do the same thing on your MPC 1, MPC Live 2, MPCX, it's the same thing. I'm doing it here because I want to see a mixing board. Now what I do also, I have my MPC 1 hooked up. I can use that here too as well. It's already hooked up there in controller mode. And what I can do here, sometimes I can just sit down and do all this moving these faders that way, but it's faster for me to work this way to teach a lesson. So any questions, let me know about that. And it's a pretty cool track, and I do give lessons now. Lessons on MPC lessons are like on Mondays and Fridays, but you can always call and book some time too as well, or email us when you want to get some time to do a lesson, to go over learning something. I know all the MPCs, I've had them all, and I know how to work all the MPCs. I don't care what it is. Until a new one comes out, that's the one I don't know how to work yet. But if it does come out, I will know and study that sucker, so don't worry about that. And our next big video coming up will be the Logic Pro video. That'll be coming up probably end of the week or the beginning of next week. So I'm putting together the series together here for it. It's a complete Logic Pro video. It's long. So, but I think if you guys love Logic Pro, you'll love it. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, peace. I'll see you in the next video.